Public corporations have been created with the objective of operational flexibility and autonomy. The minister-civil servant relationship in India emerged as a result of Montagu-Chelmsford reforms 1919. The district treasury comes under the control of district collector. The principal function of directorates in a state government is to undertake policy implementation. Which article of the Constitution of India deals with the nomination of the Anglo-Indian community in the State Legislative Assembly? Article 333. A governor can issue an ordinance whenever the state legislature is not in session. The term federation has been used in the Indian Constitution in nowhere. Planning Commission was set up by a cabinet resolution. Impeachment proceedings against the President for violation of the Constitution can be initiated in either house of the Parliament. The necessary purpose of the financial audit should be to focus on whether the expenditure was in accordance with the rules and procedures. Budget is essentially a statement of estimated revenue and expenditure over a period of time. The process whereby individuals or groups are held responsible for making their own decisions is known as autonomy. A public corporation or public sector enterprises is accountable to the Parliament. How many members are nominated to the State Legislative Council by the Governor? One-sixth. According to General Kaiden, public administration has assumed which of the following crucial roles in the contemporary modern society? All the above. Who gave the postcard view? Luther Gulick. This theory assumes that governments will be influenced by various interest groups and will not be biased for or against any of those groups. Pluralist theory. New social movements have increasingly relied on the following tactic to pressure governments. Civil disobedience. An individual who systematically develops a subordinate's abilities through intensive tutoring is named as mentor. During which part of the public policy cycle does the government explore potential policy responses? Policy formulation. Which theory stipulates that citizens are self-interested actors whose decisions fulfill their own needs and wants? Rational choice theory. On which date Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was launched? Second October. Mission Indradhanush is related with child vaccination. Swachh Bharat Mission rural program comes under which ministry? Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. Which of the following was not identified by the Santanam Committee as a major cause of corruption in India? Absence of regulatory functions of the government. Which one of the following leadership styles was identified by the Michigan University Leadership Studies as the most effective leadership style? Employee-centered leadership. In which year civil services was started in India? (1861). Which country started civil service competition first? China. Indian civil service was introduced during the Governor Generalship of Lord Cornwallis. Who was the first Indian to be directly recruited to the Indian civil service? Satyendranath Tagore. Who is considered as the mother of modern management? Lillian Gilbert. Which of the following is a feature of good governance? Option D, all of these. Panchayati Raj system is based on the vision of Mahatma Gandhi. How many seats are reserved in panchayats for women members? One-third. Which constitutional amendments give recognition and protection to the local government? (73rd and 74th). Public administration may be defined as administration of public. The first book on public administration was written by option B, L.D. White. The founder of Scientific Management School of Thought was option A, F.W. Taylor. A theory suggesting that people are motivated by a hierarchy of needs was advanced by option C, Abraham Maslow. The concept of politics administration dichotomy was given by option A, Frank Henry Goodenough. The father of human relations theory was option B, Elton Mayo. The most articulate spokesperson of administrative management was option D, Henry Fayol. The founding father of the theory of bureaucracy was option C, Max Weber. The author of The function of the executive is Chester Bernard. Who wrote the essay, The Study of Administration? Woodrow Wilson. Who created the classical organization theory? Option B. F.W. Taylor. Who wrote the book, An Introduction to the Study of the Law of the Constitution? Option C. A.V. Dicey. Who introduced the rule of law? Option A. A.V. Dicey. Who conducted the Hawthorne experiment? Elton Mayo. Who wrote the famous book Das Kapital? Karl Marx. The concept of bounded rationality was given by Option C. Herbert Simon. Systems theory of management is based on the concept of components having interdependence. The British concept of civil service neutrality is laid down by Option C. Masterman Committee. Planning Commission has, in some measures, earned the reputation of being a parallel cabinet and sometimes a super cabinet. The above concern was expressed by First Administration Reforms Commission. The President of the United States, who laid the foundation of the study of public administration, was President Woodrow Wilson. Bureaucracy is a form of social organization. Who defined civil service as a professional body of officials, permanent, paid, and skilled? Herman Finner. MacGregor's name is most commonly associated with which one of the following? Option A. Theory X and Theory Y. Which of the following violates the principle of utility of command? Option B. Functional organization. Legal rational authority is a core concept of Option C. Theory of bureaucracy. The process by which a manager assigns some of his workload to others is delegation. Who is the father of public administration in India? Paul H. Appleby. Leaders are born and not made is perception based on trait theory of leadership. The study of individuals and groups in organizations is known as organizational behavior. Power that has been legitimized by the state is Legal authority. Legal rational authority is a core concept of theory of bureaucracy. The appropriate managerial behavior in a given situation depends on a wide variety of elements is contingency approach. Judicial control can achieve administrative accountability successfully if rule of law is strictly followed. Formal relationship in an organization is based on rules and regulations. How can effective planning be made meaningful? Its objective must be clearly defined. Which of the following reports deals with the relations between the specialist and the generalist? Fulton Committee Report. Reservation for the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the services has been provided in the Indian Constitution under Article 335. What is the audit of the state government? Union subject. Towards a new public administration, the Minnowbrook perspective is written by option C. Frank Marini. What do you mean by the rule of lapse? Appropriations voted by the legislature expire at the end of the financial year. The process of transmitting the idea or thought into meaningful symbols is called encoding. Which of the following will not be considered as a formal organization? A group of friends. Which of the following is not a feature of good governance? Nepotism. Which of the following administrative thinkers has defined administration as the organization and direction of human and material resources to achieve desired ends? J.M. Fifner. Good governance and participating civil society for development were stressed in World Bank report of 1992. How does political administration differ from business administration? The amount of political and legal constraints on decision making. Which statement is correct for the new public administration? Option A is carried out for the public interest. What do you mean by globalization? The growth of a single unified world market. If the administrative authority within a department is vested in a single individual, then that system is known as option B, Bureau. Administrative accountability is established in government organizations by all the three above. In which year was the Committee on Public Undertaking constituted by the Lok Sabha? (1964). The C&AG of India does not audit the receipts and expenditure of municipal undertakings. The railway budget was separated from the central budget in the year 1921. The chairman of the Public Accounts Committee of the Parliament is appointed by Speaker of Lok Sabha. The question asked orally after the question hour in the House is called starred question. Entropy is a law of nature in which all forms of organization move towards disorganization and death. In which year was the decision of separating accounting function from the audit function taken by the central government for its financial administration? (1976). Which recruitment in a system for higher position is open to all the qualified candidates who may wish to apply is known as direct recruitment. Position classification is the classification of duties. A new All India service can be created by a resolution under Article 312 of the Constitution. The Union Public Service Commission of India has been established under the Article 315. Two or more subsystems working together to produce more than the total of what they might produce working alone is synergy. The owners, employees, board of directors and culture will form the organizations internal environment. Behavior that does not conform to generally social norms will be considered as unethical behavior. Duty for the sake of duty. This moral principle is related to deontological ethics.